So for me to open a new PowerPoint document, this is what I'm going to do. I go to my desktop, for example. I right-click on the desktop, take new. This is PowerPoint. I select PowerPoint, and this creates a new PowerPoint document. I'm going to title this one training. I just want to title it training. So from here, I double click to open it, and this is what I see. Now on the screen, above here, we have the toolbar. Let me use the pointer. So here, this section above is what we call the toolbar. Here is the workspace. And there are many other features. On this toolbar, we have the quick access to menu. For me to create the first slide, I just have to click here, and this is what comes out. I have done a lot of customizations. That's why this thing is showing like this. But let me remove them so that we see it a bit different. So from here, we have the home tab. Each tab is made up of a set of commands: the insert tab, the design tab, transition, animations, and so on. So for example, we are going to start by looking at how we can customize our background to suit our different needs or purposes. So first, we start with customizing our background. I'm going to clear all of what we have here first. I clear this. This background might not be suitable, but I can go to design and adjust a lot of features here. So if I go to design, this is design, the design tab up here. I hope you can see my screen. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? Okay, so this is the design tab up here. From design, I go to format background. With this formatting of background, I have a drop down on the right-hand side here, which I can use to format the background. So I can use solid fill. From here, I can change the background to black. See, my background changes to black. I can change it to any other color, let's say yellow or orange. I can change the background from here to different colors I want. But maybe I don't want to work with the solid. Let me zoom in so that you can see what I'm showing here. So this is what we have here, solid fill. I can change it to gradient, picture or text fill, and pattern. We are going to look at each of these ones. Let us zoom back to get to. So from here, if I take gradient fill, for example, you can see the different gradients, and I can adjust the gradients from here with respect to the different colors. So the gradients can be adjusted as well as the colors. I may decide to use a picture. And with this picture mode, I may decide to take one of these pictures that are available here. These are the different pictures. I can style my background as follows. Or I may decide to get a picture from my desktop or computer. I can equally browse for online pictures. So if I have to select from a file, I can go to my images here. I want to select from one of my pictures that I have. For instance, let me say I take this background, one of these backgrounds that are available here. Okay. So this is images. I'm going to select one of these backgrounds here. Let's see what we have. I think I can select from a lot of these collections. But I don't want to take a picture that people are there without their permission. So I'm going to do some sort of switching. For example, I take this one. Now you see my background changes is the background of a house. If I click on slideshow here to play it, let me say from current show, you see that this is the background that we have if you're working on PowerPoint. So I can do some sort of presentation like this. This one is good for business. This one is good for marketing because it lays out the view in a way that you like it to be. So if I close this presentation, I can insert a different picture. I can change this one. Okay, I can equally work on the transparency. You can see what happens if I adjust the transparency of this picture. This is what happens. I can change this picture to a different one, still selecting from my pictures here, or I can get an online picture. The picture from online will also be good. You see the background has changed again. If I have to get an online picture, I'll just choose online pictures, and I might have to use a link to get it. This one may take a bit of time, but it will be good that I download something online first before I insert here. So this is about backgrounds, using pictures and so on. Now, I would like us to look at the backgrounds, how we can create them using, for example, the pattern field. Let's look at the pattern field now. So for the pattern field, we are going to look at different patterns. And under pattern field, we have these dots, we have slanted lines, we have different patterns here. So I can choose any of them, and as I choose them, you see how my background also changes. There's one sweet pattern that I use in most of my videos. I would like to take it here again, like this one. So this particular one, I can equally do some adjustments on it such that it looks somehow different. You have the front color and the back color adjustment. So for the front color, I may just take a very light gray color, and you now see how it looks like. It looks different. So this is it. You can increase the brightness or the intensity, whatever, to suit your needs. If I play this, this is what we are going to obtain. So let me just play it. If I take Windows F5, this is what you obtain. So there are different gradients that I can equally choose from here. Okay, this color is like this because I've chosen this one. So I can change it to red, and that background changes as follows. Somebody may prefer this other one, or these squares. And this is how you can adjust the background. I just want to take one background now so that we can work with continuously throughout this project. So I'm going to take this one, but for the front foreground, I'm going to take gray. So I'm going to take gray. I don't know if this background is good for you, then you can use it for your presentations. Equally, if you are not interested in this background, that background, so like to work with light in areas where the brightness is too high. So in this case, you can always adjust their backgrounds. So this is it for backgrounds. We are going to look at the different effects that we can put in our work to make it look very nice. Now, equally under design, we can do a lot of changes under design. Like most of you want to do your work very fast. Under design here, let me maximize so that we can see what happens at the design tab. So this is still under the design tab here. You can see that we have different themes, or you can see call them backgrounds, different themes. If I select them, you'll see different displays for these different themes. Welcome, sir. So taking this theme will adjust this background completely. But since it's white, I cannot see the effect. When I hover over anyone, you can see the different effects that display. And these themes are here so that we can select them or customize them according to whatever we want to use in presenting. If you click on this drop down here, you can see many more themes that drop down. For example, if I choose this one, you're going to have bubbles. You can equally switch to another theme like this. And there are many different themes. But with me, I like to work on my own. I need to build it the way I want it to be, and I use it. This one is another one. So you can equally easily or use these ones very fast to build whatever you want to build. I have a particular lesson which I prepared. Let me just open the lesson and we see how we can build that same lesson in no time. All right, so Windows. So I have a lesson, this is a computer lesson. If you have questions, you can always ask as we go ahead with the lesson, with the training. So I want to open a lesson that is for HND. I think computer science. I'd like to take computer science lesson because everybody is going to computer science now. All right, let me take general computing. Networks, I think networks, HND. So this is a lesson I built on computer networks. Let's see the effects that have been put in this particular lesson. So this is how the lesson opens. And if you look at the background that's appearing, it appears as if it is a movie. It means a video, a short video has been inserted at the beginning of the PowerPoint to make it look like a movie. And after this video is going to play, we are going to move to the next page. We see how it now looks like. So this gives me some sort of a course outline of whatever I have to teach. And here you can see the different effects and styles that have been put to make the lesson look somehow. Yes, please. Can you hear from the person that is talking? All right, you're welcome to the crew. Just stay tuned to the end. Now let's look at this. If I have to present this particular lesson, maybe if my defense or whatever, or want to teach with it, or maybe I have a marketing product which I want to present online, I can use the same concept. So here, I have used a particular type of font which called Sheila. This category you are seeing here, this for Sheila. It's a font type called Sheila. And you see how my work is being presented, how it appears, right? So whenever I click on the arrow down, or I take enter, this is what you see. So if I click again, it's telling me about the different types of networks. And you see how these features appear and so on. Okay, so we can have different effects like this in our work and make the presentation powerful, especially for students. Like we usually sit as members of the jury when students are presenting. If you present your work from your PowerPoint, even the jury will adjust our seats because we know that this person is not somebody to joke or to toy with. So your presentation as a teacher, as a marketer, as a presenter, whatever, captivates, makes your viewers to be focused, and you can always deliver whatever content you have in a friendly and enjoyable way. So if I continue with this same presentation, though I'm talking about computer science, I equally have for mathematics and different ones, different courses. You can see that it appears one word or one letter at a time. So how can we make all of this to work? So let's just cut across this, and then we see how we can prepare the same thing and many other things. Now, the ideas you can get from here, you can use those ideas you work with, and you build something that suits your needs. We are focused so much on the generalities, but when the knowledge you are going to get from here, you can use that knowledge to create whatever thing you want to create. Okay? Are there any questions you have as we present, as we go ahead? If I'm too fast to tell me.
No, not yet.
Yes, please. Can you raise your volume a bit so that I get you clearly?
Not yet, not yet.
Okay, with the market. All right, let me see from the message that the person has sent if I cannot get the person clearly. All right, he says yes. Okay, now, so I'm going to close this presentation. This last one that we just saw, I have customized it in such a way that I can share with somebody, but the person cannot edit it. So you can make your work sometimes and you make sure that you put a password so that people cannot edit. And if I have to put a password on my work, it is not a difficult task, just like in Microsoft Word, in Excel, and all of that. So I'm taking us back to a blank presentation here, or to a blank slide. I'm not filling anything here. I'm just going to leave it blank, okay? So that we can work from scratch and then we build something. We see the different effects that we can put in our work and make the work look attractive. So I'm going to clear whatever I have here. So I go back to the design. Yes, please, you have a question? Pardon?
Say, they now book campaign today.
All right, let me get this. Question, please. Can we hear from the person that wants to ask the question? All right, it's not yet for questions. So we go ahead. Thank you so much for that. So at this point, let's see how we can put different effects in this work and change many different things. So I am back here to my background, set the color. The color, I just want to make it white. So nothing is here as of now. So I want to start a presentation to make whether a video, a lesson, or an advert, whatever. Here, I want to first of all start by adjusting the background of my page. I would like to use the pattern fill. I've already shown how we can use a picture. So for the pattern fill, I would like to choose this, like we call it shingle. This is shingle, but it looks a bit frightful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the front color here. I'll change the front color here. Okay, so this is the foreground. I'm going to change the foreground to ash. Okay, I'm going to change it to white. That is slightly dark. We'll call this gray, whatever. So when I change it, this is the effect. The page now looks like this. I think I like it like this. I think I like it this way. So let me zoom in. Now from here, I would like to make sure that on the left-hand side, perhaps, on the left-hand side, I have some sort of a box. I'm going to insert the box here so that I can use it in my presentation. Many people like black, so I'm going to make the background to be black. So this is what I have. If I play this slideshow, this is what we are going to see during the presentation. So this side now is completely black, but I want to make it in such a way that they can see at least some margins which are white at the extremes or at the corners, so that when I put it online, somebody can see some sort of, yep. So I now play it again. So current view. Now it looks a bit more attractive or different from what we had before. Good. Now I would like to add something like a table, a table with special effects. So I'll just go to tables. I add something like this tree. For example, if this is a class or maybe a presentation with this table, I would like to add some special effects to this table. Here you can see effects where this pointer is. Let me zoom. If you look at here, we have effects. I'm going to take under bevel. I think we are going to have many more of them. Under bevel, you can choose anyone. You can take round corners. You take round corners. It now looks like this. These are special effects that I showed you at the beginning of this presentation. If I change the color, I can change the color of each cell here to a different color. So I'll go to that particular cell, and under fill, that container that shows there like that, under this fill, I'm going to change it and take a different color. For example, I can take orange. If I take orange, this is what we are going to see now. This particular cell is now orange. At this other cell, I'll just click inside the cell. Then I go to fill again, I change it to red. It now changes to red. I can change this one to green. Or I can change to purple. I can take more colors and change it to purple. And take OK. So this is what I have now for this table. If I play this slideshow, this is what you are going to see. So this is how we make this type of special tables or whatever. That's how we see them being displayed. So from here, I may talk about the class. Let me say I'm teaching the level 2s, level 200. And what is the course title? So let me say general computing. But if you want to defend, no problem, general computing. Course code, let me just say 205 or 2205. Yes, so 2205, that's the code. And you can always work with alignment. So I can go back to home, I align all of them center aligned elements. And this is it. Now, when I'm presenting, maybe when I come to class, I don't want this table to just appear. So what am I going to do? I'm going to put an animation. So I'll go to animations. These are animations here. I click on animations, and I'll see different types of animations. So let us see how we can put different animations here and you see their effects. I may want it to just appear. When I click on animation to appear, I'm going to see it at the animation pane. I might not be seeing what is there. Okay, so I'll go to animations, these animations, I click on animations pane, a pane appears here. So now let me play this slideshow. On that slideshow, I'll take current slide. You can see that the table is not there, right? If I now click on enter or down, the table appears. That is it. I may not like it to appear, and I can change it and take a different type of animation. So still here, I may use either split or float or fly in or zoom in, bevel, whatever. So if we try something like, let's say split, I've changed animation to split, that's what happens. If I change to float, it will float in, fly, it flies in. And with the fly in, I can change the direction. Fly in from the left, or fly in from the right. Fly in from the bottom, fly in from the top, or I can take an oblique fly in, like from left, upwards, right, upwards. So these are different fly in effects that you can put for your work. Okay. Now, another thing is text. Now, I want to put a title for this. Let me say the topic that I have taken here is, let's say, for example, computer, part of a computer. Let me just say part of a computer. I want to insert, so I'm going to insert text. I can use word art to insert. So I can use word art or a text box. So the title of this work is computer art. So this is my title that I have. I can do different adjustments with this title. I may want the title to just be there when I start. So if I play this slideshow, if I play it, so it's just there. If I click, only this table will appear. So this one, there is no effect that has been added to it for now. But maybe it does not look very beautiful. I want to add some sort of aesthetics to it to make it look very beautiful. So with this case, I'm going to select it. I can change the font family, right? I talked about Chilla before. So if I go to this box where we have the font family or font types here, I type Chilla to make it sweet. You can see Chilla has appeared already. Let me zoom so that you can see it very well. So here I type Chilla and I take enter. Now you see it has changed, right? To computer parts. I can make it bold. Make it bold. Just bold, that is it. It looks like what I showed you before. I can increase the font size to 90. Make it bigger. That is it. And I can change the colors for each of the different elements here. I can make the first one to be green. The second one maybe to be red. The next, I can take purple, orange or yellow. I can continuously change the colors, gold, and so on, until it looks in my taste. And so I enjoy the way it looks like. Right, I can even repeat some. All right, let me just take blue here again. So this is it. I can leave the computer parts like this. So if I play this slideshow, I want to make it bigger again. I can increase the font size to 120. It looks bigger. So from here now, if I play this slideshow, just go to slideshow and you take current slide, or you can take Windows F5. So that's it for computer parts. If you take enter, that table appears. Now I may want this text to appear letter by letter or to drop. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to animations. I'll go to animations. Then I can take further animations like more emphasis or more entrance effects. For more entrance effects is what I'm going to see. And there's this sweet one that they call drop. This drop. So if I take drop and take OK, that's what happens. So if I play this animation now, Windows F5, nothing is here now because I have given an animation to that one. So if I play it, this one first of all comes down with this information. Now the next thing is I click enter again. I'm presenting. So that's what comes now, computer networks. And somehow you may enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, then you can make it appear by word instead of by letter. Okay? So this is what we have about the animations. So equally with the animations, I can decide to put with the color pulse. That's a pulse. So that's what happened with the pulse. And if I play it now with the pulse, this is what you are going to observe. With the pulse, the object stays in place. It does not disappear or appear. But when you click on enter, it's going to pulse, as you can see. So that's what happens. Okay. All right. So in case your Zoom goes off, You can rejoin the class. You can rejoin because we just want to use Zoom for today. Next time we're using it, but perhaps other systems that do not actually go off. Okay, so we are back here. We are back to this page. Now, sometimes you may want that this thing should happen like 2 times. This animation, so you should play and play again. So what I'm going to do is, I will first of all select it by, I click here like this, as you can see, I've selected it, and I click on this drop down here. This drop down here, let me zoom so that you see it. So there's a drop down under the element I've selected. This is the drop down. So I click on it, and I'll take effect options or timing. If I click on effect options, a box drops, the box here. From this box, I can adjust the following. Do I want it to appear all at once? This is it. All at once, I can take by letter. And what is the delay? Do I want it to dim? If I don't want it to dim, when it appears, it should stay in place. When I click, it should still be there. But if I want it to disappear after I click, then I'm going to take hide on next mouse click or hide after animation. So let me take hide on next mouse click and then we see what's going to happen. Equally here, I can put a sound. For example, I can take something like maybe typewriter and I take OK. You can get the sound now in the background. So that is it. So it's going to appear with some sounds in it. Now, I may want that it should be appearing continuously and disappearing. So let me first of all remove the effect that is already here. Or let me create another one that will have that effect. For example, I want to give maybe this website, www.blogwith.com, and I want this address to be appearing and disappearing continuously. Change the font size and make it small. So this is what I'm going to do for the animation. I'm going to first of all remove what is here. I go to animations, and I'm going to take appear, or I take zoom. So this is zoom, but now it has appeared just once. I want it to be zooming continuously, endlessly. So I'll go to timing. I can make it fast or slow. I want it to repeat continuously until the end of this slide. You can equally take until the end of the next click. So if I take until the end of the next click, let's see what's going to happen. So this does not happen when I'm not playing the slideshow. Let me play the slideshow first. So I play it, Windows F5, or I just play. So when I get to that element, this is what will be happening now. So it is blinking, it's like some sort of blinking. And you can equally use this to create what you call the stars effect, like you are doing a presentation and there are stars in the background. So this one will continue until I do the next click. So if I click again now, it's no more. Now, the page that appears is black because there is no other slide after this one. I have just one slide. So I have to add one other slide so that I have many slides. So at this point, the effects I have on the first page does not go to the second page, except I give the instruction that you should extend. So I'll go back here. With this one, it is doing that continuously. I can decide to put something like a logo, which I want to be appearing to continuously. So I can go to insert, and I'm going to insert maybe a picture from this device. I'm going to select a picture from this device. Let me go to the blog, like the Blogwith folder, where we have YouTube. So I'll go to Blogwith. And here I find myself at, all right, I have the logo here of the GC panel. I think I can take this one. Let me just take this one. So this is the logo of the GC panel here. Let me just use one anyways for demonstration. So I may want that this logo should, first of all, arrange it. I may want this logo, I think this effect is not very good, to be blinking, some sort of like blinking, like twinkling. So I'm going to add an animation to it. And the best animation we need to use in that case will be the zoom. So that's what we see. Then first of all, adjust with this one back to what it was. So I'm going to take the zoom effect. First of all, adjust this to this. All right, so let me just take the zoom effect. So it's going to be blinking like a star. So I'm going to animations, I'll take zoom. And under zoom, I'm going to adjust the timing or whatever that is there, timing options. So I want to zoom after every 0.5 seconds, and I want to repeat until the end of the slide. I think, okay, but this one might be good that I should put it now as the first one so that it starts at the beginning. Okay, until the end of slide. So if I now play this slideshow, I may decide that it should just start immediately as I'm starting the slideshow. I should not click before it starts. So I'm going to take start with previous. So when you take start with previous, you see a 0 or the previous number that is there before that position. So if I play this slideshow now here, from current slide, you can see that that thing is blinking continuously like that. Okay. So if I go back, it's blinking continuously. So that is it. So you continue to blink there like that until the end. But maybe the speed is too high. So I may reduce the speed. I click, I select the element, go back to its timing. I adjust the speed so it's not be very fast. I can take about, let me say, 2 seconds. So let's see the effect now, how it's going to be doing. I now play the slideshow again. So that's it now. So now it's not very fast, and I can put it at any given position where it's going to be doing the same thing that it's doing now. Okay, now let's say for this my course content, I want to shift all of this here and put it maybe somewhere around here on top of this. Whenever you put this on top of black, the effect is very sweet. So I'll put on top of black. That is it. I can reduce the font size if I want to really force it to fit in, or I can leave it this way. I adjust it such that the alignment is balanced. You know about the principle of balance in web design. Right, so here, let me bring it down to 17 so that it's better. I now shift it a bit again inside. Okay, if I play this show, this is what we are going to see. At the beginning, it does not appear because I've made it in such a way that I have to click before it appears. So that's how it flies in. But now I see that I've also shifted this box from its normal position. So the best thing for me to do is I'll select all of these elements and move them together. So it is not yet very well balanced, so I can still shift again. After selecting, I use the arrow keys to shift. I now play this. This is what I'm going to have. So that is it. And you can see that our logo here is blinking continuously. If there are any questions you would like to ask or something you would like us to do, you can just type. Okay? Ask about, what about like grouping objects? Like you want to group objects to work together. So for example, let me say I want to do something like the Cameroon flag. Or let me say like a flag, or I want boxes to come together. So let me just take insert. I want a group of shapes to come together from different directions together. Let me just, I have this shape. Let me put the shapes many times. So this is the shape here. There are 4 of them. Let me shift this one downwards, these computer parts. Now, so these are different shapes that I have. And I want it in such a way that I can bring all these shapes together and let them form a particular shape. So let me bring them together like this. All right, I need to turn this one, I need to rotate it so that they fit into the picture. All right, I use the arrow keys to make it to align, as well as this other one. Now you can see that all of these shapes are aligned. All the shapes are aligned, but in my presentation, I may want to make it in such a way that these shapes fly in from different directions and meet at this point. I want the shapes to fly in from different directions and meet at this point of concurrence. So I'm going to, let me even change the colors of the shapes so that they appear different. This one is pink. The other one, let me change it maybe to red or yellow so that I don't have just the same thing much room. All right, black. Now I like these shapes to fly in from different directions. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select all the shapes. I'll go to animations and I'll take fly in. So if I select fly in, I've selected all of them. They all fly in together. But I may want to make sure that their directions are different. So for this one, I'm going to make sure that it flies in from this direction downwards from